Welcome back. Hello, I'm
Hi,
Holly,
everybody. Hi, I'm Taylor.
and today we've decided to go into a very thorough Easter egg deep dive of the bookshelf
Yes,
behind Taylor and Travis in their podcast,
we are
and
doing a bookshelf breakdown, baby.
we really
Holly,
are.
I feel like going through social media, I really feel like a lot of people sort of moved on from the bookshelf, but not you and I. We are right where Travis and Taylor left us.
I am,
We are
yes.
at the bookshelf.
We are at the bookshelf, and
There's so much.
I don't go on any social media besides Sparks when there's things like this going on because
Mhm.
I don't like being like I'm like just so scared of leaks for one. Second, like
Mhm.
I just like just to figure stuff out on my own. Like
I kind of feel that way too. And so I have been sort of debating with myself. But there are creators that I just really love. And
yeah, no,
I did maybe see a little leak inadvertently. Who knows if it's true? It didn't feel true.
yeah,
So
see, that's why I
I'm being
don't
extra careful now. But
they're everywhere. And I've just like learned like I know like when I'll start reading introducing leaky social media, like the ones where there can be all this stuff, like a little bit closer to when the album comes out. I just like to sit with like the information that we've gotten and try to, come up with it
not be influenced
and
and
not be influenced. Yeah,
swayed.
I
Mhm.
really just don't. And I was a victim of the leaks in two albums, and it really pissed me off because I did not want to see them, and then it did, and then it kind of like was a damper.
Yeah, I get that. It's like opening your Christmas presents before Christmas morning.
Yeah. Yes.
You think you're
Yeah.
going to want that little, but then when you're at Christmas morning, it just feels
I know. It's like, "Meh," and it's like it's just the
wah wah.
journey the journey is just better. So,
Mhm.
anyway,
So
I'm really excited.
what we need to like let people know is like both you and I were like, oh, the bookcase is so much, and you started kind of focusing on the books, and I
Yeah.
was focusing a little bit on what I'm going to call the ephemera, the
Yeah.
knickknacks, the doodads, the tchotchkes.
Yep.
And we did not really discuss it. We didn't say like you're going to take this, you're going to take the books, and I'm going to take the. I mean, we didn't discuss it. We
No.
just naturally did it.
Yes.
Um,
We just naturally did it. And
that's duality,
it
baby.
is duality, which is one of the themes,
It
but
is the theme.
it's a
Spoiler
theme.
alerts.
It's a
And
theme.
and you did a great breakdown a couple days ago, a little video
Thank you.
in front of your beautiful bookshelves. And so
Oh, in my
definitely,
library. Yes. I was
yeah,
like,
definitely people should go look at that. But we're gonna
they should.
expound on that.
We
We're
are
gonna
going to expound on it because
yeah,
I
we're
just did it
gonna
as
combine.
a syllabus kind of. I just did it like as a syllabus. I just did it like as
That's
here's
really
the
good.
points and here's where I'm thinking where these artists have where they're fitting into the story and why. But now we're going to break it down even further and just expand upon like uh all of our points. So,
Yes, and we're gonna then kind of come up with basically a thesis statement. I mean,
yeah.
I feel like I could get my PhD in this album as it is with the amount of research that I have done thus far and that you've done. And the album hasn't even come out yet. So,
I blame a vast majority of my knowledge on every album release. I really do. I'm like, all the rabbit holes and the different things that you just end up researching for a new
absolutely.
Taylor Swift album is so crazy.
I was
It
gonna
is
watch the Hamlet movie earlier today, but then I just like I got way
yeah.
late. But it's on my list obviously to watch before October 3rd. Just to I know the story, but just to like refresh myself. So
I
yeah,
did watch a movie last night that has something to do with this, and it's very interesting, and it just happened. I didn't even mean to do it. Like, it just one
she's
thing
everywhere. She's everywhere.
happened to the other, and it was just crazy.
I got this
Um,
necklace today, this little lock necklace I saw in the store, and I was just like, oh my God, that's so
I do.
perfect.
I love that. I totally
I
love it.
just feel like Taylor is everywhere if you look for her.
Taylor is everywhere. You know who else is everywhere in this picture is Abby. Abby from Sparks Fly. I want you to note that your artwork is hanging in the back.
Look at how beautiful that is. I just was so blown away when she posted it, and I have her fearless renditions of the fearless outfits, and then she posted this beautiful drawing
Yeah.
of the podcast, and I was
Yeah.
just like, Abby, I need it. Can I please print it up? And it's just, I have a representation of all the albums, and so now I officially have a representation of Showgirl. The orange just pops. It's beautiful. Abby, we love you.
Yes. And I was pointing out the amazing giant poster that she made me right here. That's what I was talking about.
I was so focused on mine.
Yeah, I know. That she made me a beautiful poster that I had framed.
Oh my gosh, that's
for
amazing.
I know, and I'm going to do an up close one, but it's every outfit that was at my Eras Tour show in Miami. And
it's so good.
So beautiful, and I am endlessly fascinated, and I love it. So I wanted to point it out because I told her that it would be going right there.
Yeah.
And it's finally there. I've had it framed and it's beautiful and I love it. So thank you again, Abby, for that. I am in love with it. I'm totally in love with it. Yes. And
bracelet shakes for Abby.
Bracelet shakes for Abby. And yeah, so I am very much looking forward to, as you guys can see, my Spark Studio is coming along.
It's coming together.
I have so much stuff to still move, but yes, like I am very excited. And as always, there will be every album represented, but also to all the different phases of me throughout all of the eras. So little mementos that are near and dear to my heart for very special reasons. So I can't wait to show you all that stuff. And anyway, so let's get into the book shelf.
Let's dig in. Now, mine are in no particular order. It's just like I have screenshots. Mine's kind of in my notes app. Like everything is. It's not really in a great order. So there's no like ranking or anything like that. At least in terms of mine.
Okay. I do have mine ranked, but that doesn't, I don't think it will matter. It's not ranked. It just goes into a site. It's in a cycle, the life of the showgirl, where in my own head, I feel like these are the I don't even want to call it duality anymore. It's the facets of a showgirl's life. And in like, sort of like what kind of order they appear in. So like, I mean, I can start with one and then we can link whichever one's like, go do this kind of thing. Okay. Yeah, and they're like big giant themes. So, okay. So fame and glamour, I have as my first theme. Okay. Obviously, because it's life of the showgirl. And when I was talking in my earlier video about this breakdown, the first person that I talked about was Andy Warhol. Okay. And why his book was on the shelf. I'm going to put all the screenshots of everything that we talk about, like right in the middle here. So you guys will see what we're talking about. So Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol is so important to the story because he was the first artist who made pop stars a commodity. And what I mean by that is that he took their images and made them pop art. So the very famous pictures of Marilyn Monroe, of Elizabeth Taylor, of Campbell Soup, this was all Andy Warhol. And he was the first person to actually take pop culture and then make it art, replicatable, duplicated over and over and over again, just and on an endless cycle of like kind of like remanufacturing pop artists. Okay?
Yeah, I mean it feels very prosaic now because we're used to it, but he was really a pioneer in doing that and saying these everyday things.
Yes.
Are art.
And things that were like had big brands already, like Campbell Soup, huge brand already. Marilyn Monroe, huge brand already. Elizabeth Taylor, huge brand already. And then just made them into museum art, like, works of art. Very awesome. I think that she is putting him in there because I think it's the story of how she becomes a commodity. This is duality. It's Taylor Swift, the human being, versus Taylor Swift, the brand.
Yeah, which we've touched on
Yeah.
before.
Yeah,
So
and she's touched on numerous times, but I think it's going to be really cool, like how she drops that brand when she goes backstage. Probably not immediately, but like backstage, she's a different person than the commodity Taylor Swift. And then in my world, Elizabeth Taylor goes right into this. And because Andy Warhol did a portrait of Elizabeth Taylor. And she's obviously, like, wouldn't you say, like, I think she's like the quintessential showgirl, but she's very interesting.
absolutely.
So this is what happened last night. I was doing some stuff, and all of a sudden, a documentary on Elizabeth Taylor came up that I had never watched before. I had never even heard of it. Okay.
Wow.
I had never even heard of this. I highly recommend everyone go watch it. It's on Prime. Everyone, it's on Prime. It's called Elizabeth Taylor, The Lost Tapes. And it's just it's very cool because it's all these photographs of her and things, but it's just her being interviewed. It's just her voice over a lot of it.
Okay.
A lot of the pictures. Some of the things that she says in this, I need to see when I forgot to see when I think this is new. And if it's new, it would be like Taylor just watched this.
You know, I was on elizabethtaylor.com today because I found out that they have special merch for it's a crew neck sweatshirt. It's orange and it says Elizabeth Taylor.
Yeah, I saw that.
I bought it.
Yay.
I did. But it had like a thing on the top that like was advertising different Elizabeth Taylor things, and one of them was a documentary. And so I wonder if it's the same one because
it probably
they obviously
is.
like pushing it as maybe something from that.
Okay, you guys, it came out last year. It came out in 2024. So that makes even more sense when you think about like when Taylor was writing and probably curating some of these songs. There was some like really, I want everyone to watch it because there are just some very interesting quotes that like took me back. I had to like go get, I was doing work, and I was just listening to the recording and there were some sentences that just, I'm like, oh my God, like, I can't believe this. She talks a lot about being a puppet. She talks a lot, there's a lot of talk about the duality of, she literally says Elizabeth Taylor, the person, versus, this is what she says. There's like the interview asks, like, how do you come to terms with these two Elizabeth Taylors, And she's like, well, one is flesh and blood and the other is cellophane. She's nothing. She doesn't like, it's real. So it's like this very interesting portrait of her exploring her own fame and really how worthless it is to her. She was like, it only became worth something when she started her AIDS foundation. And in her eyes, like out of her own mouth. I mean, she said that for years. So, but it's a very, very interesting view, like, because I think it's going to hit a lot of these topics. Like, she's like, like my love life became way bigger than any of my movies ever did. And this, the torment, she was in so much, like, there was so much trauma that was going on that you just never see. You know what I mean? Anyway, so let's just all bookmark that, and please, everyone, go watch this.
Oh, I'm gonna
documentary. Yeah, it's fascinating. There's so many incredible quotes in there. So many.
Amazing.
Yeah. Okay, and then my last one for Glamour, and then we can. Oh, actually, there's two. Do you have any that you want to interject into the Glamour /
Well, I definitely
spectacle?
have a connection to Andy Warhol.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
if you want me to go into that, and then we go back to Glamour. Okay.
Yeah.
So interestingly, a student of Andy Warhol, his name is Kaws, capital letters, Kaws.
Yep.
And that is not just a Pinocchio statue on the bookshelves. That is a
one of his
Kaws.
Yep.
Figure.
There we go.
And I was like, when I finally zoomed in it, I saw it's got very distinctive ears. Cause has like basically a character who's called Companion, and he takes this general look, and then like we'll take pop art like Mickey Mouse, like Pinocchio, like different things, and sort of add it into this general figure. And he's very well known for repeating images, blurring the lines between commercial and fine art.
Yeah, he was like the original Banksy.
Kinda, yeah. But he let me see if I can find the he I have so many different things. Okay, so he his big thing was that contemporary works are less about cultural value than he didn't want people just to be focused on like the worth. People just investing in them.
Yeah.
He was like, I mean, they called him like being modest, but I think he just had a good way of looking at, like, he wasn't creating art to make money. He wasn't creating art for other people to make money.
Right.
He was creating art to make art. And he was criticized for that. They said that, you know, his work was conceptually bankrupt, which is just absolutely
well, I mean, yeah, they say the same thing about Andy Warhol. Like all of his artists that worked at the factory were of the same breed. You know what I mean? They really were. They took a lot of everyday, like, and it's so weird. It's so weird when you think about like the causation. Like their focus was, oh, we don't want to make art just for the sake of making money. You know what I mean? But then at the exact same time, the art that they made so much money.
It did, absolutely.
Like,
it spoke to people.
What?
Yeah, because it spoke to people. And
absolutely.
Yeah. So the interesting thing is, as I started looking, I go, wait a second. I've seen this before. And I guess maybe we'll put it up here. Last year, I think, I went to Brooklyn, and right as you walk in the Brooklyn Art Museum, a huge Kaw statue of his companion, which is like this central character, paired with another companion. So we've got two of them. And he also has,
and all these artists were from New York. Everyone, they were like based in New York in the factory. Like they were hugely a part of Studio 54 and the factory and all of that time period of life going on. Okay, I feel like some people don't know.
Yeah. Oh, so the companion, this basic idea, that kind of motif that went through a through line through his work. It is said to serve as a symbol of the shared human experiences, like sadness, vulnerability, I can't talk tonight, and introspection.
Yep.
So just, again, we have these shared experiences. There's a lot of there's some where they're like one thing on one side, and on the other side, it's like, that you see the intestines and the musculature and all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
So I do think Pinocchio is tied into other things that has been talked about, not just us, by many people. But there is something deeper in that Pinocchio.
Absolutely, figure. Without question. I think the whole point of this album is that there's so much deeper. I think that is almost the theme of it all.
And I experienced that so many times going through. I would do what I had to do to figure out what it was, because a lot of times it wasn't easy to figure out. And then when I started to research,
I mean, it's like, fascinating.
There you go. Every time coming back to the same theme.
Yeah. And also, like, Companion is also a derivative of Disney's Figment of Your Imagination. Do you know their character Figment? So like it's in the opposite way, but it's also like a derivative of that, where they use something that's also Disney produced to rebrand it his own version. So it's like all of the thing is, it's like, it's a never ending, like I was thinking about this visually the other day, where it's like, I feel like this album is a hall of mirrors. Have you ever like taken your like medicine, like drew like what medicine cabinet mirror and put it up against the mirror and it makes that tunnel of mirrors.
Yeah, when you have the one that like, yes.
Yeah, like if you, it just makes like an infinite amount of mirrors. Like this is to me what this album is. It's all of these facets that lead into the other facet, that lead into another facet, that go back to the original facet. It's just a cycle. It's a cycle.
I have like 3 main kind of thesis points, and one of them's duality. Obviously, you just hit on my second one, which was light, illusions, broken mirrors, the refracting, the reflecting.
Absolutely. Like it's like you can see it on the album covers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, so
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No. So the next, because this is in the same realm of like like surfacey things that aren't surface things. It's so weird. All right, the next artist that was on her bookshelf is Slim Aarons.
Yes.
Slim Aarons is a fascinating photographer. He is quite literally known for taking pictures of beautiful people and beautiful places, doing beautiful things. The reason why I mentioned him in my last video was that it's just his whole thing was the lush, glamour, surface, glossy aesthetic.
Absolutely.
That's it. He only wanted that.
Rich people in rich people places, basically.
Yeah. Doing rich people things. Period. The end. And it's interesting to me that like Slim Aarons and Andy Warhol and Elizabeth Taylor all shot doing the exact same thing. Like think about many people, like places, pictures of Elizabeth Taylor you see dressed up in beautiful things at a beautiful place with beautiful people. Absolutely. Look at Andy Warhol dressed up with beautiful people, beautiful places in the heat of like the peak of Studio 54.
He was Studio 54. Like
like humongous part of it. You look at Slim Aarons capturing this type of this one little shard of glass, you know, this one little facet. It's really like a kaleidoscope when you think about it. I was texting with somebody the other day. I can't remember. Oh, yes, I remember. And I was like, really, it's a kaleidoscope. It's all these things that just end up blurring together and then unblurring together and then blurring back together and blurring. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's super fascinating. Okay. Is there anything else on the shelf that's a ephemera that
can I just add one more thing about Slim Aarons that you touched on? He completely lied about his background.
Yes.
And so he was presenting this image that he was from the elite, the wealthy and everything, just to kind of be able to have an entry point into with these people. But he really came from nothing.
Yes.
So, like after he died, his wife and children didn't even know. Like that's how. So he had.
Did you watch my video? Did you watch my video and do this deep dive? I feel like you did. Yes.
Maybe, but I also know Sliver. Like I.
Oh, okay. Because you haven't. Okay. All right. Let's go to Ziegfeld Follies. You have something about that?
Yeah, I know things about the Ziegfeld Follies. Sure. I'm a big like Fred Astaire, Ginger, like that period. I went through a very like a stage with them. So yeah, go for it. Give a zig.
I'll let you start.
Okay, well, I mean, it was incredibly famous. So the Ziegfeld Follies were run by Mr. Ziegfeld. I don't know his first name. And basically, like people who were stage performers, they were dying to get in the show. It was almost like a variety show in a sense. Like if you were dancers or a magician or comedian or a singer or whatever, like you'd have one song or one little set that you do, and then people would come and watch, and like if you did well and they liked you, then you could maybe get into movies. You could make a career. Like it was the elite, the top of the top, the sparkliest, shiniest thing.
Yes, because it was the first. It was the first installation of an art. If it was the first living art installation. So think about how live art has evolved and performance art has evolved from the Ziegfeld Follies, from like to now to even what's his face? That magician. Um
David Blaine.
David Blaine. Yeah. Like that's a type of performance art that
Yeah.
all stems from the Follies.
Mhm.
Now, the other thing that was going on was the absolute control of women. This is when women were being this was when they first like traded as a spectacle commodity. Very interesting. Lots of oppression, lots of live abuse, lot of absolutely horrific behavior behind the scenes, but when they hit the stage, it was very, very glamorous. Now, the other
Yeah, the
thing,
women were, especially like if it was like a dance situation or something where there was like a pairing, a male and a female. I mean, the women were expendable. It was you
no,
screw one
absolutely,
night and we got somebody else to come in, but the men were kind of the. I mean, they
yeah,
were
I mean,
always they were
as usual, yeah,
as usual, right?
yes. And so the other thing that is very interesting about the Follies and then her album covers is that the Ziegfeld Follies, well, this was the height of like every I feel like showgirl outfit that you see, even the ones on Taylor's album, which I'll post right here, um, are very reminiscent of the Ziegfeld Follies. But
Absolutely, the feathers,
mostly,
the rhinestones, the
yes.
showing a tiny bit of skin, even less back then because this was like the what 30s, 20s,
Well,
30s.
yeah, I mean they're pretty like revealing for sure.
For sure. I
Which
mean,
interest
because
what
with everything, it's a pendulum. You
yeah,
know, when it's like,
totally.
the
Yeah.
flappers and everything in the 20s kind of
Yes.
things more risque, and then they shut it down and went backwards. Just like
Yes.
always with everything.
Absolutely. Now, what's interesting and how this ties into Taylor specifically is that one of the designers on the Eras tour, Bob Mackie, who's an incredible, incredible designer. He designed the like spin-off of the Follies, which was a cultural landmark forever. It's called Jubilee. And the outfits are all like on the cover are almost exact replicas of Bob
Really?
Mackie's work. Yes. And now this period of time, which was really interesting, this is I'm gonna like bridge this into another time period. I'm just gonna ask you all to like earmark where we talk about the uh the 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 Jubilee years,
Yeah.
because we are gonna tie in something else into that. Well, I mean, it's actually probably
What
coming.
are now you brought up Ziegfeld? Is there a book about Ziegfeld Follies, or you're just adding that into the conversation?
I'm adding that into the
Okay.
conversation because it's obvious in the artwork on the cover. When you
Okay.
see
Perfect.
the Life of the Showgirl covers and like they look exactly like the Ziegfeld Follies. Well, then you go back. Well, actually, I will tie it into the podcast because I find this to be fascinating.
Okay.
So Taylor, all the album covers are obvious, like avant-garde showgirl images, right? They're absolutely stunning pictures. When she's doing this interview, she's wearing very plain clothes and she's overly covered. I feel like not overly, but it's like
It's very
obviously
conservative.
it's very
Outfit.
conservative.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that represents like it just shows I'm like this when I'm not on stage and I'm like that. It's instant duality. Like it's instant duality when she's holding up the picture of the album and she's sitting there in wearing something super conservative. I also think it's exceptionally interesting that the outfit colors look like blank canvas and then when you prep a canvas, how
Absolutely.
the
There's
canvas
no.
changed colors.
It's like no color, basically. That
Yeah,
she's
and then when
wearing.
you
And
like
every
gesso a
yeah.
canvas, it turns white, which is super interesting. And
Everything we've seen about this album is color, 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 color.
and the process of art is really where I'm going. It's like the process of creating art. Like you start with a blank canvas, then you prep the canvas, you gesso it, then it turns that color, then you wait, and then you add the artwork that you want it. It's the entire process that I'm being like very compelled to notice and very yeah, it's more than just and then all of a sudden it's this. You know what I mean? It's like it's the how from beginning to end, like in my opinion.
Amazing.
So yeah.
I love that. Such a great observation.
Thanks. All right, so let's go to let me think. Where should we go from here? Do you want to go to what ephemera? Ooh. Okay, what ephemera do you want to do? Because I figured.
Well, I'll just do a little quick one, which is the Lombardi Trophy.
Oh, okay.
You know, a lot of people think this is a nod to her doing the Super Bowl, whatever. I don't think there's anything on these shelves that have anything to do with anything except for this album.
Agreed.
So I did a little research.
Good.
The Lombardi Trophy was made by Tiffany and Company.
Nice. Yeah.
And it is widely regarded to be a marriage of sport and art.
Yep.
So who's that remind you of?
Well, those two.
Exactly.
Well,
so I think it's just another symbol of that this is about them together, them merging their lives, and that there is way more similarities in their lives than differences.
Yeah. And also, I mean, I think the bigger umbrella that it all goes under is that every art is a sport. Like you can't separate the art out of being a champion of something. Do you know what I'm saying? And it doesn't even matter what the field is. It's there's artistry that is involved to be at the top of anything. Like there is an art to it all. And I think that's also one of the things that all the books show is that these are all arts, everyone. And every artist needs, well, I mean, doesn't need them all, but like to be a showgirl, I think that you do have to show every single side to do it well. I mean, that's why there's few super, I mean, I feel like there's one Taylor, everyone. It's like because few people can handle the giant complexities of all of these themes and make like some sort of peace with it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Very difficult. Okay. So let's just go right into Tragedy and Void, shall we? Because that's super fun. Okay. So this is, you know, basically when I wrote this part for my last video, I was thinking about 3 of these artists and what they mean to me from all of my years of studying art. And what do they mean in the broader picture of life of a showgirl, right? And where are we in this cycle? So usually, and this is just a sad truth of the matter, that like every artist has a tragedy point. Like there's something that happens that springs them forward into their art. And it's a sad kind of like fact. You know what I mean? I don't really know many like everything worked out great and I'm like a super awesome artist. Do you know what I mean? Like it's very rare that you find that, right? Well,
I mean, because you have to be tapped into your humanity and your empathy and your ability to understand the human experience on a deeper level than other people. Because you can't create art.
Well, yeah. And usually the trauma is getting over the trauma is the catalyst that makes you seek out creating art. You have to work out the emotions and the circumstances, and you know it's your lifeline. Like, there's no choice. You know what I mean? Okay, so with that, because every showgirl, every artist has this tragedy side. They just do. There's something tragic, something that is a perceived like holding them under, like the thing that's really like captured all of their emotions, the thing that's holding them hostage in their life that their art is trying to break them free of. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like there's really that thing. Okay, so Mark Rothko, who is, I'm like deeply obsessed that he's on this book. Here's his picture.
Yes.
I've talked about him in numerous videos before. I will never get over him being in this. I think he's one of the most pivotal ones, one
Yeah.
of the most important ones. Um, he painted in fields of emotion. Okay, so he would break down emotions into absolutely incredible colors, incredible color pairings.
Mm.
He removed. He liked to strip down the emotion into just huge blocks of color. And I know this sounds ridiculous in theory, but if you go to MoMA or any other like museum of modern art anywhere and you
Mhm.
see a Rothko, they're incredibly moving. Incredibly moving. And I remember like studying art and going like there's no way that this red square is going to make me feel anything.
Mhm.
But damned if it doesn't.
Mhm.
They're incredibly moving. Okay. So to
Been there,
me,
seen it,
yeah,
cosign.
absolutely. Rothko's incredible.
Mhm.
So he has a painting that is called number 13 and number 12 because he, of course, he numbers all of his paintings. One is orange and green, one is orange and yellow. Very interesting.
Believable, yeah.
Very interesting.
Especially now that we've seen the second set of variants, and one of them is literally orange and yellow.
I know. It's super crazy. So
Mhm.
I think she's highly fascinated by Rothko, um, as she should be, because he's just he is the person that can strike emotion from a crowd
Mhm.
without even being there. I mean, it's
Yeah.
truly fascinating. So how I see this in the landscape of life of the showgirl is that I feel like he is the curtains.
Hmm.
He's the backdrop
Okay.
of a show is Rothko. Rothko is the show, like if we're talking about the Eras tour, we're talking about what's on the video screens is
Okay.
Rothko in my
Okay.
head. Okay. Andy Warhol is Taylor.
Okay.
She's the pop star commodity. Okay. We haven't gotten to my other ones yet that are visible at the Eras tour. But
But
so
I think you
Rothko,
could also say that if you look at Taylor's career and people just write her off and say, like, oh, she just writes love songs, she just writes breakup
oh yeah,
songs, she just writes, they try to make it seem like it's very basic, like, of
right.
course, but it's really incredibly profound
It is propet
the way
and
that she crafts it.
well, absolutely, because to strip any emotion down to its raw, like to its basic form, but also
It's
making it
components, yeah.
very vast at the same time, like
Mhm.
vast fields of emotion, like that is really hard to do. And so you can go like, oh yes, orange and yellow or is blah 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 blah, but it's how he did it. It's where he blended them.
Mhm.
And you just have to experience it live to feel it. And I mean, I
Absolutely.
feel like that's a huge part of her performance also. Like you can cry and you can be emotional over all of the songs on any recorded album of hers for sure. I mean, trust me, I mean, like forever, I've done that. But seeing her live like has a different effect on you because it's in front of you. And it's like this is like a Rothko
Mhm.
in essence. Do you know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
the same thing that only art can do to you. It's the thing that only art can do.
Mhm.
Nothing else can do it to you. Like truly nothing else besides art can make you have these emotions, these profound thoughts, you know? And that is what art is. Art makes you think. That's how you know you're looking at art. If it's making you think, it's art. If it's not, it's just a picture of something,
Mhm.
in my opinion, right? Like art makes you think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And feel.
And feel.
Now,
Yeah.
I've
Just
not seen Taylor in person, but I'm going to take your word for it.
well, you will. And you'll be like, holy shit. It's like it it's it's I don't even have words for it. It's like it's like everything in a museum coming to life all at
Mhm.
once, I feel like. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
Mhm.
just actually like living in front of you. It's very interesting.
Well, and I was
Um,
thinking about when you were talking about that, how she wasn't able to tour for so long, and Eras is the first time she was back
she's
and
back.
doing it and living the music, performing the music. So I think that's a tie-in as well.
Totally. And like I think that we had gone through as a human race, like as humanity, like it's like so much tragedy and
Mhm.
trauma with 2020 and all aspects, and
Yeah.
all of that. Like there's just been a lot of suffering. So like it was so cathartic. I mean, truly, like truly amazing.
Mhm.
Um, and that's what art does. I mean, it takes you away.
Mhm.
It
Take
also
you
brings you in at the same
away.
time. Yeah. Okay, so this is when we'll talk about Ophelia because she's like the most tragic. Now,
Mm.
she wasn't on the bookshelf, but the book
Right.
about John Everett Millay was on the bookshelf.
Yes.
And so John Everett Millay painted the famous picture of Ophelia. He is the one who um okay, so the if you guys remember this, I'm just going to quickly go into this because
Yeah.
we've talked
Because
about this
it's
in my last video and I don't
mhm.
want to overlap. But like there is a muse of the day and age. Her name is Elizabeth Siddell. So she posed for the picture Ophelia in a bathtub wearing a big dress,
Mhm.
and she had to have her head laying back, like almost going under the water. It is a dead ringer for the album cover.
Yeah.
Um, the pictures are
And didn't she
incredible.
get really sick from doing that? Like, because the
Yes,
water got cold and stuff?
and well, I'm not actually sure if she did get really sick from that. I just said yes instinctively because I
Mm.
was watching that thing from Elizabeth Taylor last night, and
Mhm.
I could not believe I like there was a part she got really sick, and I completely didn't even know
Mm.
the depth of that. Anyway, she the parallels also are the drown or it's the water, it's the drowning, it's the real life is the muse sitting in a bathtub with a big dress on, uh, getting sick or not, you know what I mean? But like uncomfortable, while the artist creates that vision and makes it Ophelia floating down the river, you know what I mean? In a
Right. That's
beautifully like detailed gown, looking totally different. I mean, like if you think of like how that would actually look,
mhm.
like if I was Elizabeth Siddell and I'd be like, turn the canvas over, I'd be like, what? You
Yeah.
got that out of me, like sitting in this bathtub
Mhm.
for hours on end, in this giant dress. The
Mhm.
flowers also look like the flowers on the folklore slash Evermore piano. I will
Oh,
put the
see,
up
I think they
close.
look like the acoustic set piano.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh no, the one with all the flowers growing up it. You don't think they look like that?
No, yeah, the Evermore piano is the grass, the green one, the
Well,
moss.
okay, the other one that mimics also her dress that she wore when she won the folklore album of the year. That pattern of
Gotcha.
flowers from Evermore folklore. That piano pattern
Mhm.
looks exactly like this one patch of flowers in this painting
Yes. Mhm.
that I talked about last time. I'm going to zoom it and stick it
Mhm.
right here. Bing. Okay.
The reason I brought up the her getting the model. God, I can't talk tonight.
Mhm.
Getting sick. She was in the tub, and she was in the tub for so long that the water got ice cold.
Yeah.
But she stayed, and she stayed in her position, and so she suffered for the art as well. Much like we
Absolutely.
heard about Taylor talking about how she had to go on stage, whether she had blisters, whether she had stomach flu, whether she had to push
Whether
through.
she had all of them at once.
Hmm.
Ooh.
So that's why I brought that up. Like, I just
Yeah.
think that that's an interesting parallel as well.
And the other thing that ties into that is that obviously the Shakespeare references, which she's referenced, I mean, her whole career,
Yeah.
right? But then when we get to Tiny Bugs, it's also the picture of Ophelia, that is a picture of the costume that they actually made for the 1888 production of Hamlet, which they used tiny bug wings. And you cannot convince me in any universe that she's not the tiny bug, and that in the cover of the tiny bugs, she does not look like a bug under a microscope. Like, I know that you disagreed with me the last time on this, but I am like serious.
No, I didn't disagree. I just didn't see it at first.
Oh, okay. So I think she is trying to say I'm under a microscope, guys, and look at all my little fibers, or like whatever, like little hairs. You know what I mean? Like I look like a bug.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna get to another artist that I didn't even mention in my last one that links that one together. Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah. So Rothko. Oh yeah. Basquiat. So Basquiat is super important because of his pairing. Here's a picture of his work. Everyone probably knows him inadvertently. He also dated Madonna for a while. If you were like a product of that time, you might remember. Meant his why can't I think of his name right now? Andy Warhol was his mentor. Very, very, very troubled life.
Yeah.
Very brilliant. And raw brilliance. His whole thing was raw brilliance. And it was exploitation of certain things. It was also turning graffiti into performance, turning graffiti into art, painting on strange canvases that weren't doors, parts of fences. Like his canvases were not canvas a lot of the times. They were pieces of the city in which he lived in. And he unfortunately died from drugs, and that's horrible. And this is the side of the story that I feel like a lot of very bright stars burn out very quickly. A lot of them do, and they can't handle the pressures of all the other facets that start hounding them for more work, for more, for deeper meaning, for deeper this, for can you just do another one? We need a double album. We need a this or that. We need it's the pressure. Even if it's not meant to be intrusive and destructive, it is when you're constantly hearing you need more of something that you just gave your whole soul on.
Yeah.
It gets tiresome. And people are just like, screw it. I'm just, you know what I mean? I can never live up to this expectation of me,
Well, and again, your emotions, your deepest, darkest parts of you are being commodified.
Yeah. It's like, it's a factory. It's like you just become this product. And I think that at the end of the day, that's what this is. It's like all of these artists have this like, oh, it's just broken down to the level of where something as complex as the mind of Andy Warhol or the mind of Elizabeth Taylor or the mind of Marilyn Monroe just becomes a not even three-dimensional thing.
Yeah.
It just becomes a stamp.
Well, and then people start putting their own interpretations, their own expectations, their own ideas of who you are, should be, or what you should do.
Totally. And they repack
are not based in your real life and who you really are a lot of times.
Right. Because they're like, she's like, by the way, guys, I've never even shown you who I really am. So
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, and I think the interesting thing is like, where does she draw that line? I don't know. Like part of it's none of our business. Part of it I'm deeply must to know. You know what I mean? So it's not that I'm thinking that I am immune from this behavior. Because I mean, obviously, like I love Taylor, like so obviously.
And she gives us what feels like a lot, but probably isn't really. And probably more about how like you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah. And like when you think about like the average day of Taylor, you don't know anything that's happening in her life at all. Like nothing. You don't know what car she's driving around in. You don't know what she's doing. You don't know what she eats for breakfast. Like you don't know who she talks to on the phone. You don't even know what she talks about. Like you had know nothing. All of us, like all together, know nothing. You know what I mean? We only see the part that's the showgirl, but that's the part that she's judged on, like the craziest. And then also, I mean, all of it. I mean, it's just crazy. Anyway,
Agreed.
Is there anything else you want to add, ephemera wise, to this?
Well, before I move on to that, I just want to say that actually someone in our comments to, I don't know, one of our last videos did say that Travis not only is a fan of Basquiat, but is producing a documentary, which I thought
which is super interesting. I had no idea.
Very
cool.
Thank you. That's why we love like people commenting, and we're putting this all together. So I'm gonna move to something very different, which is the bobbleheads, because there are a lot of bobbleheads.
Yeah.
And I figured them all out. I found them all. Some of them were really hard.
Okay. Let's do it.
So I'm going to start with one of the ones we talked about in our last video.
I'm trying to hold in a sneeze. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay, because my stomach is a little like bubbly and my microphone's right by my stomach. So apologies if you're hearing my stomach at all. Okay. So we talked about there was a bobblehead with a blue jersey on.
Yes.
That was on top of a Giants book. So we thought, well, maybe it's a giant.
Right.
Also, I have watched the intro to the podcast about 4,000 times because I was trying to get like screenshots and stuff. Because there are things you can only see right at the beginning.
I know.
And I thought it was very strange that Travis is saying, can't wait to go back to Arrowhead. Let's go. And then he said, let's go Bearcats. And I'm like, Bearcats don't play at Arrowhead. What are you talking about? Like, I know that was his college team, especially.
It's in Texas.
I used to live.
Right? Aren't the Bearcats in Texas? No, the Ohio.
Cincinnati.
Oh, Cincinnati.
So I Ohio. So I know Cincinnati stuff pretty well. So that immediately stuck out to me. And I was like, and then, so the bobblehead, that blue one with the 8,
right?
Not a Giants player. Travis's college roommate.
Well, there we go.
Who was a Bearcat.
Okay, that makes sense.
And they are still very good friends.
Okay, that makes sense.
His name is Zach Caleros, if I am saying that right. He's a Canadian football player now, but several times in the podcast in the past, Travis has like worn his jersey.
Okay.
It's a bobblehead that has showed up several times on the podcast in the past, next to the golden toilet.
Okay, next to the golden toilet,
just in the, not in the bookcase, but in past episodes.
Yeah, because I'm like, that bookcase has never been there before.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
So that's just, I feel like roommates, like especially in college, like you have two of them. You know, you have 2 beds, you have 2 dressers. Again, duality. Okay, so that's one. Second one is there's one where Travis and Jason are high-fiving.
Yep.
A very obvious pairing up, right?
Yes.
Okay. There's so many bobbleheads. And they're mostly of Jason and Travis. So then there's 2 separate ones, but they're next to each other. Did a little research on this. One is Jason at the Super Bowl celebration where he's like the Hummer hat and everything, dressed up like the Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. And the other one, which I didn't realize, is from Travis at a Chiefs Super Bowl celebration. So again, they're mirroring their experiences there.
Okay.
So here's my favorite one, actually. And I did tell you a little bit about this. Okay. So remember when we did the last one and you were like, is this a Powerpuff Girl?
It looks like a Powerpuff Girl. Yeah.
It is not.
Right.
I zoomed in on that puppy. I clicked my old eyes in and said, come on, Taylor, let's figure this out. Let's go, bitch. It's Donna Kelsey.
Yeah.
It is a Funko Pop of but not just Donna Kelsey. It's Donna Kelsey at the Super Bowl when she wore half Chiefs jersey.
Oh, duality again.
Eagles.
Duality,
baby.
Nice. I love that.
And this is it's my second favorite figuring out. Okay. Because I really, really had to look for this.
Okay.
Next to her, you only see it for like a millisecond.
Okay.
is another bobblehead.
Okay.
It is Jason and Travis.
Okay.
And Travis is like standing up and Jason is sitting in front of him. And there's no real significance to that particular pose or whatever that I can find. But again, it's the two of them together. It's all twos.
Except the 8 guy, right? So it's they're all in twos except
except for the roommate guy. But like he was obviously paired. Yeah. I mean, like I think he's very, very close friends with Travis.
Yeah.
And then there's the Donna one, but obviously she's got like 2 things on.
Yes, so that's awesome.
So got our twos.
Very cool.
Twos.
It's so very
yeah, that was really fun to figure
it is really
that out.
Fun.
And when I saw that, I zoomed and I'm like, oh, I know what that is. That's Donna Kelsey from the Super Bowl.
I love that. Mm-hmm. Do you know the history of bobbleheads?
No, I don't.
So they started in Japan.
Tell me that.
I am going to tell you because it goes into my like the Japanese part, the Japanese garden part. Yeah. So they started in Japan. They were called temple knotters. Okay. So they were usually like religious figurines and like things that had to do with balancing your soul, like like people that represented those types of things. Then after they like left Japan, like they obviously like the trend started going around. It went to Russia, went to Europe. Then all of like the temple knotters, that's what they were literally called, but they were like also like made like really refined and part of like excellent like Japanese porcelain making, like this kind of thing. But their heads were like on little springs. They were like they would bobble around. But anyway, over time they have been reduced down.
I see where you're going.
See where I'm going? Mm-hmm. See where I'm going? Like they were like fine works of art, and then they've been reduced to like the bobblehead that you see around you know what I mean?
Giveaways at sport games,
right? And like people on people's dashboards and shit. You know what I mean? I don't know, like but like their beginning was so much more magnificent, and it carried so much weight to them, and had like true purpose.
Yeah.
And then like through just almost the reverse of art. You mean like how humans can kind of like ruin art with making it a commodity that becomes worthless and like literally factory produced. I'm gonna put a picture right here of like a temple knotter that I'm talking about.
Nice.
From like the 18th century.
That is,
and you'll see how these started and then where we ended up.
Gosh,
so I think that has something to do with it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's like
absolutely. I love that. I love that you.
It's very weird. It's a very weird fact, and it's like, oh, why did we stop doing that? Like, why did we quit making bobbleheads so cool? You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of sad in a way.
Go into a whole different discussion about religion and things like that.
But just the artwork in general, like that would have been so badass. You know what I mean? Like, I wish we still had that. You know what I mean? Anyway.
Yeah.
So reverse art. I feel like I don't know. Just okay.
Again, commodification.
Yes. And just the factorization, really, right?
Yeah. Becoming a commercial item, becoming
manufactured, disposable, kind of like 1 in a million. Like, so really it's also
they look like you. Like, and same with like I have a Funko Pop of my dad that my sister got me. Like, you can turn it into anything you want.
Yeah, and also like it's also saying sort of how like when there is an artist that stands out, we should actually cherish this artist and not try to make 1,000 derivatives of this person. Just enjoy the one that we have who's alive right now and making all this stuff. Don't worry about creating 47 other artists out of this one with other people. Do you know what I mean? Like this is like the Clarabow link. Like like
Yes. I was just gonna say you look like Taylor
yeah,
Swift. Yep.
right. Like stop looking at everybody like how can I produce 50 of you? You know what I mean?
And that's exactly what, like, I mean, if you look at, movies are using existing IP right now. And,
Oh yeah.
if there's a trend on TikTok, everybody knows it.
Everyone
Da, da, da,
doesn't.
da. It's like the worst. It feels like the worst it's ever been in terms of like replicating things and not necessarily having original
Thoughts. Like have original thoughts. Like we have brains, everyone. Let's just start using them to do cool things. Like look at all the thinking we've been doing. Do you know what I mean? Like
my mind is alive.
My mind is alive, man. Like I refuse to go on like giant social media. I will literally only go on Sparks right now because I don't like hearing. I liked figuring. I like and even if I'm wrong, I don't care. Like I could care less. Like if I'm not correct, it's the journey. It's the journey and it shouldn't matter do you know what I mean? It's the
Absolutely. It's so
the
fun.
scavenger hunt of it all.
Yes, I was talking to my dad today about trying to explain the Easter eggs to him and the clowning and all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
he's like, so is it very competitive about like who can come up with what first? And
Shouldn't be.
maybe Taylor should like give an award to the person who figures it out. And I said no, because then it would become mean spirited. And right now it's very cooperative. It's very we're all helping each other out. We're sharing theories.
But there are people that get a little too like I did this and I did that. I'm like
I agree.
And if it was a award. Oh my God, can you imagine? It would be like there would be like I think they would like literally start a war somehow.
Yeah.
It would be crazy feral behavior that would be not fun. Like let's just all let's like everyone stare at the Picasso and be mesmerized. Like do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
Like can we all just take in the Salvador Dali please? Okay. So let's talk about fantasy and dreamscapes. And I feel like, okay, so this is where Marc Chagall, for me, comes into play.
Yes, very, very dreamscapey.
Yeah, like he's just super dreamy. Like everything he does is sort of like not based in. It's all DreamWorks. Like I mean, it is very, very, very. I mean, surreal in a lot of ways.
It's very surreal.
Very childlike in a lot of ways. Very flowy, very ephemeral, very like just very, very dreamscape. I mean,
I love in Notting Hill where Hugh Grant says like, "Oh, I just love that print because it's what I think falling in love looks like," and Julia Roberts is like, "Oh yeah, floating through the sky or whatever, holding a goat." Like
it's like yes, but yes,
that's the surrealist part of it.
Right. It's like just
holding a goat.
It's just the surreal nature. I love Marc Chagall. I love even when he got really ill and he had to do all of his work as paper cutouts. They're just so mesmerizing to me. I think that they feel like I feel like I'm a little kid when I look at his artwork because I feel like my world when I was little looked like that. Like it looks like your imagination feels. Does that make sense?
Yes, it looks exactly like how like the drawings and the conversations that you have with younger kids who don't have the social norms kind of built into them yet. And they do like they'll tell a story or they'll talk about something and all of a sudden there is a goat in the story or there's this or that, this random thing where you're like, I don't know where that came from, but they can fit it seamlessly into the story that whatever there is the imagination that they're working it's like that's amazing. Yes, exactly.
It is amazing. And he managed to keep it his entire life, which I find to be one of the most beautiful things about him. However, so first of all, let me just point this out that he's known for his style of art is surreal folklore.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just keep that in mind when we're like talking about Taylor. Okay. Like it is surreal folklore. It's super interesting. I think that the other thing about him, though, is that even though a lot of his paintings look very like whimsical
Mm-hmm.
and light, they're
Dreamy.
actually like plagued in melancholy and sadness, which is really strange. Like you'll look at a lot of his paintings, go like, "Wow, this is like so incredible!" Like all of these things make me feel like all these positive feelings. But then when you read about the paintings, you realize they're truly like he was feeling all this tragic, monstrous amounts of melancholia.
Yeah.
And it is again like this duality of like, how do I see what you're drawing in the complete opposite emotions?
Yeah.
Like, how is that happening? Like, and it's over and over again with him. It's very interesting with him because it's like, wow, like usually, just generally speaking, unless it's an emotion of literally falling, when humans are pictured or like drawn in a way where their feet aren't touching the ground, it's usually flying or like
Mm-hmm.
floating. I mean, unless they're like going like vertically, like head down or
Right.
something. And that usually like those are usually emotions of positive emotions for humans. Like if you have a dream where you're flying, they're usually the best dreams you ever have,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
However, like dreams where you're falling are like the worst dreams you've ever had.
Yeah.
But like his paintings, everyone like a lot of times is going horizontally,
Mm-hmm.
which is a nice feeling. Usually, visually, our minds kind of translate that into his floating and not falling.
Yeah.
But with him, it was all about sadness. So how that plays to me in the Eras tour is like, or in just an artwork in general, or in Taylor, it's like I can I can show you lies. I can show you I'm a mirror ball,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I can also spin things into a different narrative altogether. Like it can originate in my head as sadness or anger or whatever. But my artistry gets a hold of it. And by the time it comes out, it's a song like, I don't know, like um
Lavender haze or
Lavender Haze or something like where you it's like it started in one way, but it was manufactured through her own mind. Not even in a factory. Like this is a different type of factory now that we're talking about. We've
yeah.
talked about the manufactured factories of pop stars, of bobbleheads. Now we're talking about like the actual factory of an artist's mind.
Mm-hmm.
By the time it pops out to you and me, it's a totally different product. And
Mm-hmm.
that is also duality. It
Yeah,
is an
absolutely.
illusion. It's a
Mm-hmm.
total illusion. Fascinating. And I think that's why Marc Chagall is there.
Awesome. Love that.
Yay. Okay.
All right, so we're gonna take another hard pivot because the
Sure.
beautiful artwork stuff and the stuff I've got very different but the same. Okay, so there's a wrestling belt.
Yep.
What does like wrestling belt? Like what? And I don't know the first thing about wrestling.
Okay.
I had to do a little research. So this is a very specific wrestling belt. There's a lot of them apparently. Who
Okay.
knew? This is called the Big Logo Belt, and here's why this belt is significant.
Okay.
It again, and I'm gonna probably say these things wrong, so forgive me if you're a wrestling fan. Essentially, there were like two leagues of wrestling, and they have the same one competition of the big ultimate champion competition.
Okay.
Okay, so they had to design a belt to represent the champion of these two leagues. And so it has both league emblems, but the requirement was they had to be side by side and the exact same size. So one
Oh.
could not be bigger than the other,
Okay.
and they had to be together. And this is, I believe, the only belt that has this particular side, and the merging of the two leagues, the two different whatevers,
right,
is this particular belt.
Okay.
Again, you can't get away from it. It's two things being merged together.
Interesting. And it's also two things that might not be equal, but are forced to be equal.
Mm-hmm.
Like the different ways to think about it, which is duality also. It's like, do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I'm sure that it's like the fans there. I mean, I don't know, but I'm sure there's fans that are like, we like this league. We like this. This league is better than this league. And they were like, no. You need to, like, maybe you don't have to respect both of them equally, but at least for this, like, champion or like, we're not one is not necessarily better than the other. We're working together.
So that gives you just two feelings of either it's awesome or it's not. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, since we don't know anything about, like, I have no context of wrestling whatsoever. So I don't know if I would, but I can just relate it to other things that I would if it would be like putting two teams equally on the Super Bowl trophy, wouldn't it? It would be like, well, but one team's better, right? It's kind of a weird way of thinking.
It would be like if you like
the AFC versus like
I know baseball. Okay, so it's like you got the National League, right? And you got the
I don't know.
The American League. I just I was my team's in the National League, so that was easy. But I was like, wait a second, I'm going to say the wrong thing. And then eventually, I mean, they do sometimes play games against each other in the regular season. Yeah. But then eventually, when you have the World Series, you have one team from both leagues, and they're playing against each other. But you don't. The World Series trophy does not have
that's what I'm saying.
emblems for both leagues, because one is the winner, one is the like higher up,
right? You know? Exactly. So it's making everyone equal when it's like, why can't we celebrate the person that's the best?
Mm-hmm.
That's a weird thing, but it's also could be cool because it's like showing two equals. So it's like, again,
right, and it's
narratives. It's
so in the research that I did, it said like they were used in tandem to represent this undisputed title, but both titles retained their individual lineages. So they were like the champion, whoever it is, John Cena, whoever.
Right. Okay.
Is the champion of both leagues, but it's like they merged it for like this one competition.
Interesting.
Like
do you know what I'm
thinking? Leagues are still like separate, I guess. I don't know. Please, if I'm wrong,
weird.
Correct me, but.
Yeah, I have no idea if you're wrong or right, but like, because I know nothing.
I know, like in the comments, maybe somebody who knows wrestling.
Somebody knows about wrestling.
Anybody could probably know wrestling better than I do, but
or me. I have not a clue.
No idea.
But I will say what this is making me think of also is record labels, because like Interscope is like has like 17 different
imprints,
subsidiaries, and one of them is Republic Records, Taylor's, you know what I mean? Like there's all these different UMG, Republic, like a million of them under one big Interscope.
Yeah.
Weird. But like,
and
everyone
also
has
like
to play to be equal. And there's so much weird stuff going on with that right now too. Oh my god.
Yeah, there is. There's a lot of, obviously, like corporations are having a field day right now, but there's a lot of like merging and funny you said that about the record. Like books are the same way. Like Simon and Schuster is Simon and Schuster.
Absolutely.
Then they have small little imprints.
Totally.
Where they specialize in different like areas. Like,
well, and also, I mean, we can
or romance or fantasy or whatever.
Totally, and we can take it even further and go. Art does the same thing, where there's like lithographs versus the original versus knockoffs versus reproduction. Like it's everything just being derived down from something that's it's sort of like the message here is it like starts at one and gets diluted completely down to everything's equal when it really there's not. Like,
and reflections, like a reflection is not the thing that it's reflecting. It's a reflection.
Right. It's a reflection. Correct. 100%. Okay,
like, is that Cezanne that, this is not a pipe?
Oh, I know. Yes, I know.
Because it's a triangle pipe. But it's also a pipe.
This reminds me of also Picasso. Okay, so this reminds
Mhm.
me of like Picasso,
Very much.
where Picasso is one of my favorite art minds because he again retained full childlike imagination through his entire life.
Right. Terrible
In
person, amazing artist.
amazing artist. Again, because it's always this
It's
duality.
always.
It's like there is not. I don't know of one artist who does not have some form of tragedy, and I also think that's why Taylor brought up the word tragedy so much in the Tortured Poets department, because you cannot be an artist of any kind without having tragedy. It is literally, I mean, almost impossible. I think you're the soul doesn't even make you want to even create art unless
Yeah.
you're have something to like heal from. Do you know in the
Mhm.
first place?
Mhm.
But like I think that is why she talks about like how much sad did you think I have? Like how much of this side do you really think there is of me? But there is I think there's equal parts of all the sides, and that's what's
Yeah.
so insane, and they're always sort of fighting each other. Like
Mhm.
who's gonna be, you know, who are we dealing with right now? You know what I mean? How much sad do you think I have? How much tragedy? Like how much cuz again, coming from a actor,
Mhm.
um, he's used to this also. I mean, I don't know many actors that are not completely like have everyone in the arts has some kind of tragedy. I mean, they just do.
Mhm. Also, did you notice there was it's very hard to see, but there's a Happy Gilmore case. It's not
Yes.
Happy Gilmore 2, but it's Happy Gilmore.
Yes. I did see that. I
Mhm.
did see that. And obviously, I mean, I think that's just a nod to Travis, right?
Yeah.
Being in the movie.
Mhm.
The other thing that I thought about after like seeing the Madden 22.
Mm.
Okay. So, and I know we've had comments about this, but I'm just going to I'm just going to say this because I've been thinking about it. And
Okay.
yes, obviously, like, it's not the same. Like, the design, when I first saw it, the first thing that I thought of was the mastermind stage.
Mhm.
And then I thought of like the design around the clock of the Eras
Mhm.
tour, which these are
Mhm.
all just symbols to me of the Eras of performance. Like, let's just break it down even further. Performance. It's performance.
Mhm.
That patterning. And then I thought, oh, well, it's interesting that they put that there with them, the brother and
Yeah.
Jason and Travis on top of it because they both play games. So like they're first of all, in Mastermind, it is the actual game of chess she's referring to as the
Mhm.
metaphor. But show business is itself a game. It
Mhm.
is a it is a game just like football is a game. And I
Mhm.
think that it's just all exclusively the same it's the same cycle of performing, not performing, off season, on stage, off stage, interview, just chilling at home, like all of it.
You know,
And
game.
having a
Oh.
football game, like a video game, reduce the players on his own team and him down to a literal like pixelated game. Like that is
Mhm.
taking a human being and smushing them down. It's derivative.
Mhm.
It's making a commodity out of you as a human.
Mhm.
So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I still stand by the fact that it's 2022 and that there's two people
oh yeah, yeah,
in that game. But yes,
absolutely,
there's
absolutely,
layers and layers and layers to these. The more you
yeah,
think about it, the more you peel back. Um,
absolutely.
but you talked about games. I want to talk about my best, most exciting figuring out of
Oh,
this.
good. Okay,
I
great.
spent hours on this one.
Okay, yeah.
It is very hard to see. It's just down at the bottom. It is it's a video game. It's a Nintendo, I think, GameCube retro video game. It is Wayne Gretzky's 3D Hockey 98.
I saw this.
You knew what it was?
Yeah,
How'd
I
you
mean, I
know
had to
what
look
it
it
was?
up. I had to look it up.
Did you find it easily? Because it took me hours.
I actually did some sleuth. Well, I sent it to a gamer that I know. I'm like, what
Oh,
is
okay.
this?
Okay. Like,
Like, what is this?
If you try to like embiggen it, it's just you can't see what. Like, at first I didn't realize it was a hockey player. I thought it was like a football player, you know. And then it's like, and like I had to have AI and a lot. Like, you know, I had to go through processes. So once I figured out kind of what it was, then I had to sift through all of these video. Again, not a video gamer. Like, I don't have the.
I just sent it right to a gamer. I'm like, what is this?
Okay, so that was amazing, and I was like, when I finally like found it in my Google search, I'm like, oh my god, that's it. But then, what does it have to do with anything, right? It's a hockey game. Like, what? Well, here's what I read about it, and maybe this is true of like every video game. Again, not a video gamer, but I feel like maybe this is the first one that consists. It has two different options in the game. You can either play like a hockey simulation, or you can play like an arcade version, which is, I imagine, is like back in the 90s. Yeah, very different than what you would get.
Like, it was like Nintendo, the original graphics style.
So then we have something that is one thing, but has two functions. It has two ways of doing it.
And sort of like showing two versions of one person. Again, duality.
Yeah.
Like, very, very cool. And also a game. So like there's just another game. Like, it's all a game, guys. It's all a game. Okay. So what it was. Oh, okay. This is a wild pull. And I think I might this might be a reach, but I really don't think that it is. So I was like really obsessing over the cover of The Shiny Bug.
Okay.
And
the cover that some conservatives are now calling softcore pornographic.
Like whatever. Yeah. I don't know if they're saying that, but
they are.
Surprise me.
They are.
But again,
I can't remember exactly
I can't deal with
guy who said it, but
I can't deal with the general public during an album release. Like, I can't. It's just too much to handle.
The pearl clutching is really
we've discussed this and why they're like
absolutely
is null and void. But anyway, so there was one book that I was very interested about. It's called America. It's on the bookshelf. It's on the bottom left. It's a white book. And I was like, oh, well, obviously a pull from like Miss Americana, like
America's whole being, well, one of them being football.
Yeah, America's Sport, America's Pop Star, America's Sweetheart, Miss Americana, like all of the references that she has, used for her, against her, whatever. But then I was thinking, because I'm like, why is this cover? What is it really like? Why am I getting moved by this? And like, I'm a person that like literally like has to just look at it for like hours on end, or like keep coming back to it until it just hits me. You know what I mean? I'm like, I just want what is my brain trying to connect this with? And this is a very wild pull. Like, this is like I fully know that this is probably incorrect, but I'm going to say it anyway because I can't help it. Because it makes me feel the same way. There is an Americana artist, okay, very much in the same vein as like Norman Rockwell's type of like, when you think of like Americana, it's Andrew Wyeth. Do you know who Andrew Wyeth?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I'm looking at the cover that I'll put right here of The Shiny Bug, and it's her stance. Okay. To me, there's so many things going on with this that just not reeks in a bad way, but reeks in a great way of Andrew Wyeth and the controversy with his one painting called Christina's World. So
I grew up with that painting in my house.
Yeah, Christina's World is
it's a
absolutely
story, and yes, controversy.
Right. Very controversial, absolutely incredible. The cover of this is 100% a nod to Christina's World. And I am so surprised no one's like thought of like because it's like her posture, the way she's standing. It's not even just in the stance, but it's also how the light is coming down on her very like we can't tell what emotion she is. Is she before the show? Is she aching after the show? Is she under a microscope and caught? Is she like just chilling and stretching her back out?
Yeah.
It's very hard to grasp. The corner of the walls where the two walls meet is intentionally blurred, in my opinion.
Okay.
To make it go like, I don't know how this angle actually is. Like, was she taking this out of this angle? Has she actually always been at this angle? Was this a manufactured pose? That's something entirely different. Like, there's a perspective that's off on this. Her hip line, all of these things are a little off.
In Christina's world,
yeah, I was just about ready to explain it. Yeah. So in Christina's world, Christina herself is, and I'm putting a picture right here. Bink. Christina's world. Bink. She is sitting in a field and she's looking out. Okay. People were like, well, there's something interesting about how her weight is being how she is disproportioning like her weight and the perspective, and she wouldn't be able to really be posing like this in this exact way. Well, the reason is because Christina could not use her legs, right? She was, unable to walk, and she was placed in this field. Some say, did she fall out of her wheelchair and that's how she fell? Or was she placed here by an artist? It is up for whatever. But the way that Andrew Wyeth painted her and painted Christina, you have to look at it for a while to realize that there's something not correct with the distribution of weight. And you don't even know in your head that it's the distribution of weight or it's the angling of how she's sitting. You really don't. It takes a while. But now I'm just going to put both of these pictures up here. Bing, bing. And we can even look at the color, like the muted color of almost like the wheat field kind of color with that wall. This is a classic Americana picture, painting.
I mean, yeah, I had it in my house. Like not
it's
huge art connoisseurs. So
like Christina's world is, I mean, it's just, it's as normal as every day as Norman Rockwell, in my opinion. Like, it's just a part of America. So this to me just screams Christina's world. It screams it.
That's a really, really great pull.
I mean, I know that I'm really reaching. I'm totally reaching, and I know that, but I'm like, no, I don't know.
You're absolutely onto something.
It's just I think this is so, this whole album is just, she's going back through all of the artists, and if you look at them in the order in which they were born, it's a very continual line of artists. You know what I mean? They're not all from one era. They're not all from one time period. Right. You can see how art progresses and digresses and then comes back into the swing of things. Okay. Anyway.
Well, also, what I thought of when you were talking about, obviously, we don't know how Christina was.
We don't.
In the field. We don't know how Ophelia died. People still debate that.
Yeah.
Did she fall? Did she intentionally?
Right. True. We do not know.
We don't know how she got to her fate.
Correct.
So that's another thing.
But it's also her own madness in a way that was it was not even madness. It was literally grief and just being human and dealing with all of these things. But they labeled her insane for having right. Which they can't, it all comes full circle, everyone. It's all of the different cycles when they remove your humanity from you and then make you perform nonetheless.
Yes, or just wild, stop being pleasing.
Right. It's just wild. So
yourself.
Yeah. So then let's just like bridge right on into identity and politics since we're sort of already there.
Perfect.
So I'm just gonna briefly go over these because I like Weiwei, protest art. I
We
think that
touched on
how
that
that
a little bit.
yeah, we touched on that in the last video. I feel like it's the bridge between she's activism and making a spectacle. You know what I mean? It's turning the art of activism or the act of activism into a work of art. Why do I think this is connected to Taylor Swift? Well, when you look at how, and it's almost in reverse. This is like the duality again, but sort of from the opposite angle. Look how many people weaponize her art. They take
Mhm.
her art and turn it into a bunch of weapons
Absolutely.
that are not there, that she does not create, right?
Mhm.
So it's narratives that are just being made
Narratives.
up. Like,
Yep.
oh, she's this, oh, she's that, oh, she's this. But like honestly, none of us know what she is. Like, do you know
We
what I
were
mean? But
talking about that earlier, like people
right,
imposing their own idea of who she is onto her,
right.
and nothing to back it up. There's no facts.
There's no
There's
facts.
not her saying I'm these things. It's just I like
Right.
her, so I'm going to impose this. I don't
I
like
don't
her,
like
so I'm
her,
going to
so I'm gonna
impose
do this.
this.
Right.
She's such a big, so we're going to impose this. Like
Yeah. She's such a big idea that so many people can project even they can take her art and use it as a weapon against her, which
mhm,
is absolutely why Ai Weiwei is on that shelf because she's just in the opposite way. Like it,
mhm,
it's that facet that no one thinks about because again, I think this is Taylor said from the viewpoint of behind the curtain, right?
mhm,
So if I was behind the curtain, I'm looking out into the audience.
mhm,
My art is projecting that way, right?
mhm,
This is going to be her behind the curtain where she's feeling the effects of her audience projecting onto her, which is
mm.
a different view of her own work. Do you know what I
Yes.
mean?
Like seeing the people crying during All Too Well, or seeing,
All of it.
or
Yeah,
during Marjorie, or or the fan project
totally.
that got adopted into the traditions.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely. Or people twist it like I'm putting out this work of art and now you're using it against me. My
Mhm.
own artwork you're using against me. Like it's going to be from that view, which I don't think she's ever really written a song about how her art affects other people and then how it in
Yeah,
turn affects her. Like I make
yeah.
this for the world.
It's another like reflection
Yes.
prism.
Totally. It's like the cause and effect, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I make it because I have to. Like I have this hunger in me that I'm
Mhm.
the creator, right? But
Mhm.
then I send it out to the world and you turn it into a weapon to stab me with
Mhm.
in all these different ways or like how does it feel when that curtain comes down and you've been watching somebody have like such a reaction to you as a human being for so many hours on end, for so many years on end?
Yeah.
For so long, like how does that make it you I can't even imagine how that changes you as a person. Like
Mhm. Yeah.
my effect going into anywhere is going to change the entire dynamic of not only like the building I'm in, but the streets around me, the blocks around me. How far does that go out? How can I even move around? Like it is so cumbersome, I would feel like, to have this effect. I mean, it's wild.
Yeah. Or just like she goes to a restaurant, somebody tips people off that they're there, and her presence and all the paparazzi being there doesn't
Yeah,
just affect her, it affects everybody who's at that restaurant.
absolutely.
Their dining experience is interrupted or whatever.
Right. And there could be like crazy, like they could be in danger. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? Like there's like unhinged, like, bad people. There's
Absolutely.
also like making money off of like watching you cry in a non-public venue somewhere. Like the whole, like, I mean, you just go pick a date, pick a year. It was happening. The people taking pictures of intrusive, horrible things, then casting their own narrative over top of whatever's going on. Like, you have no clue what's going on. It's wild. Okay, so then we have one of my favorite things that I found in here was the Black experience in design. So this book is endlessly incredible.
I focused on that too, but you did a much deeper dive than I did.
It's really wild because this book just basically goes over how people of color, African Americans, Mexican, like Native American, how they've been systematically removed from the creative history of our culture,
of
and
art, but
of art, period.
Music.
Yes, like
and dance.
And dance. Yeah, like we have really, really, really done a absolutely horrific, continuous. It keeps happening, this removal of these absolutely brilliant creative minds that have not only added so much to the cultures of the alt cultures, but like we're the pioneers and inventors of it to begin with. So it's just a fascinating, horrible, like very sad, very, very traumatic a collection of essays from various different artists talking about their perspectives on this. And why I feel like this is very important to this album especially is because, I mean, obviously the history of music in general in this country has been just straight pillaged from
basically
everyone.
any musical
anything
format that you like was started by people of color.
Absolutely. Period. The end. Full stop. Every form of dance.
Everything.
And also, like, most awesome things in pop culture.
Yeah.
Period.
Absolutely.
Like just period. They are innovators, creative beyond measure, like fashion trends, graffiti as art, dance, like break dancing, like but all the way, look at Elvis stealing like his whole shtick.
I mean, that's the perfect example.
It's just
right. The most famous anyway.
I mean, like true, like everything was stolen. So then we look at the Showgirl and how the contributions of African American women have been especially just erased, or tried to be erased. And I think this is why this book was put in here, because it's calling out like people who don't know where the art comes from, the origins of art, and then how again it is distributed, diluted, reassigned, stolen, then circled back to like another artist captures it, reproduces it, changes it a little bit, distributes, manufactures. It's how it's like this cycle of art and the absolute just I want to say the culture vulturing of it all, because it's truly is. Okay. So
I just had this thought, and I want to be very careful in my wording, because I don't want people to think that I am somehow equating Taylor Swift with like the experience of especially Black Americans.
Oh no,
but all people of color. But I was thinking while you were saying that for so long the only place that people of color were able to not be as segregated, they were able to like prosper was in the entertainment industry, right? Like if you watch like those old movies that I was talking about before, the only time you see a person of color that's not in a service role is if they are a musician, right? So that was kind of their one point of entry, their one point of acceptable.
Yeah, except they made no money.
No, I know. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's like we white Americans, we put them in this box and said, you can have this.
But you can't really have it.
You can't really have it, because then when you make something good of it, we're going to take everything from it that we can.
Right.
And we're going to strip it from
And
you.
in fact, it's more like this. It's like, I recognize you can do something that I have absolutely no ability of doing, because I am not as talented or creative or in any way as awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign you now, basically own your creativity. I'm going to make you perform every day of your life endlessly, and I'm going to take all of your money. And that's it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's horrible. It's like, it's so ridiculous. So, okay.
But again, I just want to finish my point real quick.
Oh yeah.
Again, I'm not equating Taylor's experience
to
anything like that, but there is a little bit of a parallel in that.
Absolutely.
Taylor Swift, even though we as Swifties know it's not true, she's very often like put in this box, right? She writes breakup songs. She only writes about her relationships. Blah, blah, blah. We know the diatribe. So she's put in a box, but then she's punished for the box that she's put in.
Oh, absolutely.
So we
were just talking
not
about
the same thing, but a bit of a parallel.
Yeah, it's a bit of a parallel. See, that turns back into how her art is weaponized against her. Like, it's all of these things where it's like, you can just never win. Basically, at the end of the day, it's like, you can just never win no matter what. But then here, like, the artists, the Black American, African American, Native American artists that were completely robbed, completely stolen from. Like, look at the Chitlin circuit, where Black artists could only perform in that. Look at their Green Book, where you could only perform like in these certain venues,
to perform,
places,
to a certain venue, but then you couldn't stay there, or you couldn't.
Right, or you could only perform at certain times, or in like some back room. Like, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely disgusting. Okay, and the reason why I think that she is bridging this in this album and calling attention to it is because I think in this way, what she's trying to do is not only acknowledge it, but also change it. So like, I think that the mission of like getting her master's back and how that's influenced other artists, the cover, the Life of the Showgirl cover that has her with her Eras dancers on the cover, and two of them are African American women, and that's the first time Taylor's ever even shared a cover ever in all this time. I think that they are so. I think it's a message that we should all be seeing you. We all should have been seeing you from the beginning. And I want there to be more voice and more mission to this atrocity that we have,
especially in this period where people are
especially
trying to quiet those voices.
Yeah, absolutely.
And literally erase that history from museums.
Yes. And I'm going to put up the cover of this book, and everyone should read it. But then I'm also going to put up the cover of her latest letterhead trademark. And I think it's no coincidence that these are geometrically almost identical.
I agree.
It's like, and I think that the TS in it stands for the Showgirl. You know? And I think this is the story of all of it, and this, okay, so then what was I going to say talk about something while I figure out what I was just
okay. Well, I mean, I don't have very many left in terms of like ephemeral. There's two just like more random things. One, there is a skull up there, which that's not the Hamlet. I can't believe I've not heard anybody mention that. And when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, there's a skull. Like, how did we not notice the skull?
A big gold one.
Yeah. There's two. One I just can't figure out. It's like it's gotta be a golf trophy. I can't read the right. It's gotta be a Travis. I think all the trophies I think everything is Travis's. Like, I feel like probably because at first I was like, well, why isn't there an iHeartRadio because she obviously won Tour of the Century. He won like podcast whatever of the year or whatever, like both from iHeart. So that's something that, again, that they have in common. My guess on that is like these all seem to be Travis's things in terms of the ephemera.
Right.
She probably keeps her trophies somewhere else, you know, like.
Oh, well, yeah. Hers wouldn't even fit in the room.
No, I know. But so this golf trophy. I could not figure if anybody knows. Like, it's just like a golf flag. Like, I mean, I could put a picture up of it.
I mean, do you think it just is just like also just because of Happy Gilmore? Like, it's like correlating
it could
to
be.
that?
I also am. Maybe it has something to do with this. He did a golf tournament.
Yeah,
at, like,
the
Tahoe,
celebrity.
And there is like a what's the blue one called? Lakeside Beach.
Yep.
Variant, and it's not. It's at a different Lake Tahoe. Maybe there's a connection there, but I have no idea.
I have no idea either.
And then there is like a golden like
toilet.
Well, that I didn't even get into that because we already talked about that. There's like a golden Chiefs helmet, and when I was looking at it, I really thought it was going to be something else, and I don't even remember what I thought it was going to be. But it's just a Chiefs helmet. I don't know that there's I don't know what besides like obviously Chiefs games are big for them. It's something they have in common, but and then of course there's like the jar of the friendship bracelets, which is his world and her world combined.
Yeah. Do you think the golden skull and the golden Chiefs helmet?
I mean, they are very similar. They're both on their side, so maybe that's supposed to be
and one's like the head, like you wear it on your head, like it's almost like
maybe it's the you know how to ball. I know not Aristotle, but I know Shakespeare. Maybe.
Well, like hold on. Yes, but in like a way like this, like you know how like there's a lot of mask wearing in her field.
Mm-hmm.
Like you are putting on a persona. In his profession, you also wear a mask. You also you are covered in your uniform, in a costume, essentially. And it's like, I feel like it represents like how underneath there's like layers. Like there's a helmet, and then underneath that is like
protective layers.
Yeah, like there's protectives
that you put on to protect
your
heart and your soul from the rest
of the
world.
And as an artist and as a player, like this is just to me, they go together like that, and especially because they're the same color.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And one's like facing this way, and one's facing that way, so they're very like
duality, like mirrored.
My hands the right way, but they're like facing different ways.
Yeah.
I have one more thing. Do you want to do a thing, and then I'll do my?
No,
thing?
You can do yours.
Okay, so oops, almost knocked over my microphone. Sorry if you heard that. Okay, so there's two other things besides there's like the pottery and stuff. I couldn't find anything about the pottery.
Oh, I have a lot of stuff on the pottery.
Oh, okay, fantastic. So there's the crystal microphone, which we understand is something he won from a karaoke tournament, but I think it is to represent her, obviously. And then there's another crystal award. I did my damnedest to figure this out.
Is it the one that looks like a diamond?
It looks kind of like that, yeah. It's like not really a diamond, it's kind of like that. And best I can tell, I think it could be like an award for when he was nominated this past year for the charity, the Man of the Year, ESPY. And obviously he didn't win, but he was nominated. So my guess is he maybe got like a little like stand-in, like, here, you were nominated. And here's why that's interesting, because it is the Walter Payton, the real trophy that you get is the Walter Payton trophy. And I'm a Chicago girl. Walter Payton is one of the most famous Chicago Bears ever, an incredible man. I'm blessed to have been able to watch him play. And we know Chicago football is like he was in Chicago, he was playing the Bears, and that was when she rocked in. He told the story on the podcast how she rocked in through the front door, and he looked up and he was like, that's who I can roll with, because she doesn't need the special treatment. And that's the moment he knew, basically.
The moment he knew. Yeah,
that's not 100% confirmed. If you can find out what that trophy is, please tell me, because that's another one I spent a lot of time on.
It sounds good to me. I'll send it to one of my sports
French Reddit trying to figure this out.
I'll send it to one of my sports,
A sporty guy?
yeah.
Or sporty guy could be either.
Okay.
Sporty.
So, I have a couple more artists to talk about, but I'll
Go
do them
for it.
quickly.
I knew you would have more than me, but
well, actually, let's talk about the pottery. I'm gonna go to the pottery because when I think of pottery, and this is what pottery is. Pottery is molded by somebody else's hands.
mm-hmm.
It's hardened by fire.
Mm-hmm.
It's fragile but lasting.
Mm-hmm.
And so is a showgirl because they are mentored by somebody else. Then they get their like pizzazz, you know what I mean? They get like good at like their craft. Then they have to like out of that like enthusiasm comes all the bad sides of show business, which hardens them, which creates this big giant shell that lasts forever. And so I think the pottery is very specific to how you're molded and hardened and then made art in this industry. Like it's after you are actually like a hardened.
After you've been through fire.
Yeah. Like after you've been through all this shit, then it's like, oh, the artist. Like it's like a necessary evil is what I'm trying to say. It's also interesting that a lot of the pottery is like right next to the Japanese garden book that is also green and orange.
Mm-hmm.
And Japan is also where the bobbleheads originated.
That's
which is
true.
A form of art for sure. And again, all of those were porcelain, hardened by fire, like extremely incredible works of perfection in pottery. Mm-hmm. Malevich, I want to talk about very quickly because here's his most famous painting. It's called Black Square. Bing. Bing. He is one of the most fascinating artists that I have on this list, in my opinion. One of the books on the shelf actually has him and I believe it's Mahdavi that working together, which is very interesting. Like I would never even pair these two together because Mahdavi makes interiors, like lush interiors. So when I think of the Eras Tour, for example, or like something with a showgirl, she would be doing like the costumes, the big sales of the opening number, like those kind of things. Malevich does, he breaks everything down to the geometric root of everything. It's abstraction of life into geometric shapes. And it's very, very interesting. The black square looks like the black squares that make up the Eras Tour stage. And it's a backdrop. Like it's the backdrop of life. So I'm going to put some links for his work because when you think about like the backbones, the skeletal system of an actual showgirl being on like doing a show, there has to be this skeletal like system around her, the stage setup, the lights, lots of geometric shapes. Then you think about, well, a stage is just a black square if there isn't an artist on it. Who cares if there isn't an artist on it? Like there has to be the shiny bug on the stage for it to have any value anyway. No one's just going to stand around and look at an empty stage. What?
A football field is just a rectangle of grass.
Right. Just a rectangle of grass. Absolutely. It's all these same shapes. Anything in the performance business comes down to these weird geometric shapes that we put whole big lives in. You know what I mean? And so basically, like we talked about, did I even get to Ezworth Kelly, who just does a lot of other block colors?
You kind of brought him up before, but you talked about him.
Yeah. So just think of the Eras Tour poster. That's all I'm going to say about that. Eras Tour poster. So when you're thinking about the visual skeleton, in my opinion, of the Eras Tour, Ezworth Kelly would be the spotlights of color, like actually that come like the lighting of the shows, the spotlights of color. Mahdavi is the decor, the sets, the costuming, and Malevich is the actual floor plan. It's the grid. It's the linear lines of the stage. It's
which Travis said is basically just a big computer. Like it is very linear and grids. The whole thing is
whole thing is just grids. And like his painting right here, Black Square. Just when you think of it, you'll go, it looks like a panel of the Era store. At least I mean, that's what I thought of. Like after like, not originally, obviously. If I had gone, like if I had seen that when I was like 7 and been like, this reminds me of the Eras Tour stage, like that would be amazing. Okay. So Pinocchio covering his eyes. We talked about the artists, but like I think there's also significance in the covering of the eyes.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's one of those significant pieces on the shelves.
Yeah. I think it's also like I'm a fake boy. And I know the lie of show business. And it's wooden puppets pretending to be real. That is the life of a show.
Well, and that's the whole story, is that, you know, Pinocchio gets sort of taken in by a bad guy who like wants to just exploit him and use him for the show business or you know.
And have you thought about like the weird like connection of like the duality of like of Jiminy Cricket and Pinocchio?
Yeah, absolutely.
Versus like the two figurines in the Brooklyn museum, and like if there's the duality of like conscious, subconscious,
absolutely
right, wrong.
It's like companion, but in a different way. It's not such a literal companion, but we always have our conscience with us. Our conscience is, especially as personified by Jiminy Cricket, always talking to us, always trying to get us to you know, examine and make the right decisions. Absolutely.
And there's a trilogy, and it's the Golden Compass trilogy. Have you read that trilogy?
I've not read them. It's fantasy, right?
It's so phenomenal though. Because
I'm not a big fantasy girly, but if you recommend it.
Oh my God. It's so deep. It's like literally the entire, if anyone has read the Golden Compass, his Dark Arts trilogy, it like, give me a, pick an animal, because you know what I mean. Pick an animal and in emoji and just send it. The whole concept is like you have basically like you have a pet, but the pet is actually like your soul that you have in like beside you in life. Like and it can be robbed, it can be stolen, and it's like this absolutely beautiful. Don't watch the movie. The movie is so horrifically horrible. The trilogy is so worth it.
Do you know when did these come out? Did Simpsons do it first? Like Simpsons do everything first?
Do what?
Did the Simpsons do it first? Like the Simpsons have done everything first?
I have never seen a Simpsons that does the Golden Compass series, because it's
not the Golden Compass series. They have an episode where Bart sells his soul, and then he has a dream where everybody, all his friends, are together with their souls, and he doesn't have one because he sold his soul. And it's not an animal, but it's like it's the same general concept.
Yes,
Simpsons everything first. Yeah. I've seen every episode of The Simpsons ever, so.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm gonna relate everything back to The Simpsons.
Yay!
If I don't relate it to Taylor Swift, it's gonna be related to The Simpsons, basically.
This is like you actually have like a pet. I don't know how to explain it like in words that make sense. To be honest with you, it's so absolutely incredible. Like I think it's one of the best trilogies ever written. It's absolutely fantastic. The whole deeper meaning and like the metaphysics of it all, and like the existential like human condition. Oh my God, it's like truly incredible, in my opinion.
Nice.
Okay, so we have already gone over the colors. We've already gone over the shiny bug, right? Do we need to go over the shiny bug again?
No, I think we did a lot on we bugged out.
We bugged out. We did bug out. Is there anything that we're forgetting? I feel like I wanted to say something else. I mean, I know I've been talking a lot, but like I was like, oh, I had this aha, and I can't remember what it. was, it might have been the Elizabeth Taylor show.
Okay. So just to kind of summarize, are we done with bookshelf stuff? Because I got other stuff, but not.
Oh, I've got a lot more stuff. I mean,
bookshelf.
Yeah. Well, like relating it to all the artists
there were
and
like 40 books, but
oh yes, Holly, yes. God, my most important point. Yes, I need to say this. Okay, so my next point is that in uncovering all of the books on the bookshelf, I was immediately struck by the books that were facing the wrong way, that are turned around where you don't see their spines.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting too.
It's very interesting. I'm like, well, it could just be like aesthetic, okay, but not really. Like, why would she do that over and over again? So, what I think, and my number one super prediction is that she is making a coffee table photography book that goes with this album, because especially the artists, the photographers that she's working with, but the mention of the types of photographers that are mentioned on the bookshelf, plus the spreads look absolutely incredible. And I think that she's she is doing, here's art in every format. So I think we'll be getting the visuals. I think we'll be getting a documentary. I think we're going to get an actual coffee table book. And I think that is going to be one of the number one Swiftie merch items of all time. If she makes the life of the showgirl in all of her different eras, but also if she does if she presents on the pages as the subjects in all of the artists on the bookshelves artwork.
That would be very interesting.
If she does like herself as a Andy Warhol, if she does herself as Ophelia in that same way, if she does the visuals of Slim Aarons, if she does all of the different forms and concepts of all of the artists that we've mentioned. And I think that would be one of the coolest things of all time. And I think that she's going to do, like, if she does that, I think there's going to be obviously a nod to every era. And it's going to start, like, you're going to see the beginning of the cycle of a showgirl through where she is right now and how visually that has changed her. Like,
I would love that.
Wouldn't that be cool?
It'd be cool. And we already talked about how we think there's going to be many visuals, many different forms of visuals.
Yes.
For this era, and I'm here for it. My wall.
I want there to be an art book. Like, I want there to be an art book because it would be so fitting. Like, it would be art inside of art inside of art. Now she's an art book. Like, it's like the thing that, like, the whole concept is about.
It's the
like how we can just manufacture her into all this art.
Perfect. Yeah, I love it.
I'll be so excited. Is there anything that we're missing though? We went over the numbers, right? 2, 12, 2, 4.
What do you mean?
Did we go over did we talk about the numerology? I can't remember. Have we talked about 22, 2? Okay.
No, I think we maybe touched on it. Just like you said, it was the 2 is a whatever number, but
it's duality. And like how I see it, like the 2 is duality, but like also like the different things were competing with each other. Reality versus illusion, masked versus unmasked. 22 is the master builder number, which I think is very fascinating because it's where like it's like destiny, and it's actually the number for alignment of art and life. Which, like,
that's amazing.
Like,
do you know what is another symbol of duality? Eyes.
Oh, okay, good. Like the eyeball.
There is this ancient Egyptian eyes. There's one. It's a pair of eyes, obviously, but it's
Is it the one with this?
Yeah, the eye of Ra and the eye of Horus.
Yep.
And one basically represents like the feminine, and the other one represents the masculine. And
yep.
we'll put a picture of it up here, but it looks very, very similar to the
Cleopatra eye?
the purple eye that comes
Yeah.
with one of the CDs.
Yeah, the Elizabeth Taylor eyeball.
It's Elizabeth Taylor, but the shape of it
Yeah.
is very similar to both of these eyes.
When she played Cleopatra? Oh my God. I cannot wait for, like, I want you to watch this documentary so bad because you are going to die at all of, like, there's so many things that are references, like, in my opinion, like, there's, it's also just truly spectacular and sort of like really sad. I mean, it is sad.
Well, and it's like I texted you something the other day about a Lauryn Hill song, Everything is Everything.
Yes.
And then so I listened to it because I haven't listened. That's such an amazing album. I haven't listened to it in a while. Album. That exact song references Cleopatra. I'm like, now I'm doing it.
I know, it's like, that's crazy. It's crazy. Oh my God. So yeah, so we've got hieroglyphics. We've got ancient Egypt.
Kind of thinking, I'm almost surprised there's not a yin yang, but that would be too obvious. So what is less obvious? So a little Googling came up with that.
But hold on. One of the foundations of Japanese garden art is feng shui, which is yin and yang. It is like the whole, it's the art of living in balance. And you have to have both of them. So
I have one more balancing thing that I think I figured out.
Yep.
These variants, look at a color wheel. We'll put a color wheel here.
Yes. Totally.
The way the variants are, I mean, they're not, it's not perfect. It's not exact. No.
They're not opposite colors.
Yeah, they are.
No.
Yeah.
Because purple is the opposite of yellow.
Purple is, okay, so I Googled color wheels. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of different, like, ones that are very basic and ones that have a lot of variation. When you get to the ones that have a lot of variation, that gold and yellow and like that lighter, those are across from each other. And then the purple, I'm sorry, the yellow and the blue are the darker blue are across from each other.
Yeah.
And then the green and the purple, like those particular shades are, it's like they are.
They'd have to be like complete delusions, like diluted.
Yeah, it's ones that have like,
but there would be.
It's not just like a block of yellow and a block of. It's like the.
Right. I studied color for like literally like 25 years.
It's very like varied, and see like how the dark blue is across from that yellow. Do you know what I mean?
Like it's like, to me, what it seems like is like it's almost opposite, but it's not. Like they're not in the correct variance to be like complementary colors. They're not
right. They're not complementary.
They're not complementary colors.
Balance.
They're askewed. They're like really actually just they're like a little bit
right. But it's like they're like, okay, so if you look at that like orangey yellow, like that orangey yellow is across from that like bluey, you know, like it's not the blue, it's not the true blue, but it's like that. So it's like
but like she uses the true blue with the orangey yellow.
But I don't know that it's a true blue.
I mean, when you look, see, I'm coming at this as a different, I'm also a tetrachromate. So like, this is probably the worst conversation in the world to have with me. I have an extra cone in my eye, everyone. It's a mutation.
Oh, okay.
And I have an orange cone in my eye. So like you have 3 cones, I have 4. So you see a million colors. I see 100 million. It's a rarity. It's a very strange condition. It's a genetic mutation. Tetrachromates of the world unite. So like when somebody can show me 2 pieces of white paper and I'm like, one's brown and one's white. You know what I mean? Like, so I might be the wrong eyeball because I'm like, no, they're nothing alike at all. Like to me, like they're like not even close in any realm on that placement. But probably most people would agree with you. Like I'm actually like probably like I'm the wrong person to be having this conversation.
Here and like people comment, what do you see it? Yeah. Am I reaching for things, which is possible. Also, I still fully believe that the last variant, which I think will get dropped tomorrow, I think it's going to be pink, and I think it's going to be on its own, and I hope it's signed, because if it's signed and it's pink, it's for me, and I'm going to buy it.
I think it's going to be red and black.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I think it's the 1989 colors that.
I think it's going to be red. I think it's going to be red and black. I don't think we're getting a single.
And no, I don't think we're getting a single, but there still would be. The countdown is a countdown.
Yeah.
Then I was like running around. The countdown is a countdown. The countdown is a countdown.
But it is a countdown.
So there would still be one more, and I'm gonna do this really fast because we're like at 2:10.
Yeah, we've got to go.
Think about the lover bodysuits, which is very well highlighted on page 16 of the Eras Tour book.
Nice.
I'm gonna do fast. If you look at the drawings of all the costumes at the very end of the book, there's two things that we never saw, right? The green lover guitar and the orange Midnights. Midnights was a countdown at the very end. She did the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last goes, but a countdown within a countdown.
Totally.
Lover. First, I thought the man suits because the initial doors were very similar colors, but it doesn't make any sense. The glitter on the countdowns isn't matching up, but it does match up with the bodysuits. So far, we have had all the bodysuits except the pink one and the pink and blue one. We have theoretically 2 countdowns left. So that's my theory.
I think we have 1 countdown left.
We have a 2-hour and a 1-hour.
Okay. I think they're going to be red and black for sure. That's what I think. I mean, that's just and I hope there's gold in it. I hope it's red, black, and gold. Because it would make sense to me for the gold bodysuit for Reputation, the red bodysuit for Reputation, the black one, and the red era. So, I think it will be maybe that. But
maybe it's just gold. That would be amazing.
Ooh, yeah. I've never actually seen an all gold vinyl before, I don't think. I'm scanning I don't know. That would be amazing. I hope that, anything that we get, it will be absolutely awesome. I'll be so excited. So, yeah.
Also, if anybody has any theories about her fingers she's doing, which is the latest variant cover, her fingers are in very weird positions.
They are very interesting, but I also have to say one thing about the variant cover that I'm so obsessed with. Everyone knows the lore about the about when she was stalked by the paparazzi when she was in the bathing suit.
Oh yes, it shows her belly button.
Right. But on the cover of this one, there's a black dot over it.
There is?
And I looked at everyone's belly buttons because I'm why does, again, because this is the weirdness of being
she was wearing one of those gems that you can insert, or it was edited and put on.
It looks like to me, it looks like an edit.
Wow.
It does. And I'm and this is the slickest, diss of the industry I've ever seen because it's so subtle. And I think the only reason why, let me see if I can even see, I pick up on things like this is because of that because I have that extra cone. Everything is glaringly obvious to me. It's really crazy.
Your eyes are Coney Islands.
Yeah, they're it's a blessing and a curse. Yes.
Well, while you look at that, I just want to tease maybe in our next episode or something. We also have to discuss that panther necklace. That is something. It's not just a necklace she likes to wear because guess who else wore a panther necklace at the Grammys? Kanye West.
Oh, well,
who else? There's. I don't know. Looks like one of those little gemstones you could stick in there, but I could be wrong. It's hard to tell, but I will look.
It's a black
there's a lot of little Kanye things going on, and I'm not even going to get into it, but we will.
Look at everyone else's.
Oh, yeah. But they're all at different angles. I don't know. I'll take a look at it. That's true.
In every
maybe this has a really deep belly button.
It's a black dot.
It's
it's a black dot, which I just find very fascinating. Why did she put that there?
It's hilarious. I mean, I absolutely noticed it's her belly button. That's she's making a comment about that, and even more so with your cones, you picked it up. I'm so proud of you. I love it.
My crazy cones, and also how the the TAS is completely highlighted on every cover.
Absolutely. And I still haven't figured out the 47. I'm thinking maybe she's trying to highlight track 4 and track 7. I don't know. I don't think it has anything to do with the Super Bowl at all. This is all.
Do you think that it has to deal with Ophelia, Act 4, Scene 7, where she dies?
It could, but there's something about that that's not sitting quite right to me, but that doesn't mean anything. There's many theories out there that haven't sat right to me and have proven to be true. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, like 7 plus 4 is 11. 1 plus 1 is 2.
Yeah, I know. 2. Right? And so I have so many thoughts. We cannot contain our thoughts. We could go on for another 2 hours. We're not going to. We appreciate you watching.
Yeah, we appreciate you watching. We're going to go. Let us know all your theories. Join Sparks Fly. We've gotten a bunch of new people, and I love them all.
And hello to new members.
And hello and everyone.
Yes, let us know. Like, what did you find interesting? Do you hear any other themes that we didn't touch on?
Yeah.
What's ringing true with you? What do you have to add to the conversation? Let's keep it going. Let's keep building the theory.
Absolutely. Let's get all the theories in one big book.
And did we miss anything on the bookshelf?
Yeah, did we?
If we missed anything.
Well, I didn't get through all of my notes, so we did miss stuff.
Okay, that's true. We couldn't. It's too much.
It is too much. But that's enough to think about for a while, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, I think so.
I hope we blew your mind with some.
I hope so too.
Because my mind was blown as I was going through my stuff. Even more blown as you were talking about your stuff.
Well, there's so much mind-blowing stuff, and when you think about how does one person come up with all the she crafted all this? You guys, it's totally crazy.
And she just grabbed stuff and was like this and this and this, and then it all makes sense.
Wouldn't that be funny? And that would also be a complete the randomness of that actually happening would be truly art itself, in my opinion. That would be so crazy. All right, guys. So we had so much fun. We'll do a live where we recap or
that's a really great idea.
Ask everybody for talk about specific theories and specific things that you've heard, thought of, or whatever. And let's hear your wild takes, your unpopular opinions, your things that you're very excited about, the merch that you want, the sound that you want. I want to hear all of that. Hey. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I can't wait.
I know.
I am going to feel like a little black square until we get this music that makes
And then you're going to be in
colorful. Yeah. Then I'm going to be an orange square. Then I'll be an orange and green square. But yeah. And also just the lighting. We didn't even get into the lighting on all of these covers. It's so weird to me and so interesting. I love the light diffusion. To me, it looks like it's right when the show's ending. They're doing final bows and she's about ready to walk backstage behind the curtain. To me, these look there's this instead of going into the light, it's going.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's
well, maybe we'll have a little part 2.
Yeah. Yeah. This is really honestly, this is part 5 already. Don't you think?
I know. But I just want to throw the 2 in there. I just want to throw the 2 in there.
We're really obsessed with the shelf. I don't care. It's the most fascinating part, I think, because it's so deliberate and it's where all of her messages are. Yep. And this insane black dot over her belly button, I think is such and I'm not letting you see it from all the way back in the 1989 era. Amazing. Yeah. Amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, guys, let's do our outro.
All right.
We love you.
We love you.
Peace,
love, and Swifties
forever.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.